These areas here are dried up pools of watercolor, and normally I would use these in a future painting, but today I'm going to use these to mix some paint pools using my Prussian blue. And I have some paper towels up there. I'm going to get a more drier and cleaner one. Okay, so our colors that I gravitate to. So the first one is, let's see, let's get a bit more Prussian blue on this palette up here. Okay, and close up because I don't want to leave the cap, and pull out some blue. A bit more water maybe, and thin it out. And when you add water, you're basically thinning out the paint even more. Cleaning out my brush and dapping it on my towel. Let's go with some yellow ochre. And let's try it first from the pan itself, okay? And I'm going to go in and apply a bit of glazing, which is basically wet on dry, as long as it is completely dry. Okay, and let's go in with a number 4, no, a number 5. You can use whatever brushes you have. Let's go in and mix up the color. Again, this is a glazing. And let's try something. A little bit of color directly from and plop in, or what I call charging. And let's see how the paper reacts to good. And not so good, but I may have let it dry a bit much. So and go in with the yellow ochre again. And up here as well. And I'm going to go in with my paper towel and sop up some of the paint. When you do this, you can also create a little bit of texture. So what I'm going to do is going to use a little bit of washes for some of the colors that I like to do sometimes, but I also want to experiment with some of the more primary colors as a kind of glaze. So I'm going to get my yellow a bit more and a bit more water, and let's see how that works. Some random shape fill in with my lemon yellow, and it's kind of thick, but not too bad. Clean out my brush and get more water to go a bit of a wash. Good. Let's do another shape. Again, not too worried about the lines, because if nothing else, you can think of it as a kind of abstract art. Going in now with a bit of, which one is this? Cadmium deep red. Nice purple, kind of muted out a bit, get a bit more. And clean off my brush, get more water, and apply a bit of a kind of a cross between a wet on dry, and now it's kind of a wet on wet. And let's see, a color I like. And because it's also kind of a secondary color, I'm going to go in with any kind of green you want. more water. I'm going in with my purple lake. It should play nicely with the Prussian blue. And again, it's different than the cadmium deep red. One idea that I want to try is get a fair amount of Prussian blue and sorry about the glare. I have a ring light up there because it's kind of overcast today, and I'm using a little bit of white since it's there, might as well. And it's going to make it a bit more opaque. So let's see how opaque it actually becomes. Okay. I never really understood why paint companies give you white on in their palettes, but it's a bit of Prussian blue. And both good. Okay. Remember, we're just playing around. Let's get a bit of the red again. We'll see how that plays around. Bit more water in here. And I suspect it would act differently if it was 100% cotton. But you'll let me know in the comment section below if it's cellulose or cotton or any other base. While this dries, I'm going to have a straight edge again. Yeah, okay. Let's see. And good. A bit more of my tea consistency. Going back in my original palette for yellow ochre and reinfusing it in the washout. It's a bit intense, so good. Okay. And let's try a little bit of Purple Lake. That's nice, rich color. It's okay. What do you think? I'm having better thoughts on the Purple Lake than I was originally having. Good. Let's see how well the Canson lifts up. Much, not too much. You do have some left off. But it's the Prussian blue is really staying. So it's not that bad as far as lifting up. Okay. I am going to do a little bit of blow drying because I could be here all day. And most of the paint has a chance to mingle with the water. So here goes. Let's try a bit of the white again. And let's go over the blue. And see how it takes with the white. Well, I like it, so it immediately change it a little bit. With watercolor, it doesn't have to be dramatic to create some changes. Let's bleed out with a bit of water. And go in with some more intense Prussian blue. It's very subtle, but subtle can be good. Remember, we're just having fun. Of course, let's add a little bit of purple lake. Cause why not? And a bit of water to smooth out the blend. Okay, I'm going to, this is pretty dry, but I'm going to let this dry even more, this middle section. And I'm going to go in with a couple of layers of my Prussian blue to see how it plays on top of the paint, as well as adding some more patterns. And for this one, I'm going to go in with my 2 and get a bit more pigment and water it down. I drew out a couple of designs on this side as on this side, and now I'm going to go in again with a bit more intense Prussian blue. And again, this was started using yellow, and this is probably, I don't think it's more than 3 layers, but so far the paint is being accepted by the Canton pretty good. Bit more water. Now this is going to be interesting because the purple lake is really intense, and the red, not bad. See, why don't we do this first? And go in around it. And a bit of water to blend it out. And let's go in with livening it up for the green that I did earlier. Of course, this is turning out to be a longer video than I anticipated. So if you're still with me, good on you. So I've put a bit of water in my indigo, and although it's not Prussian blue, I figured why not? Because I think these will play together really nicely. But who knows? Of course, the downside to adding more color is more dry time. But it's okay. Cutting off my brush a little bit. Fresh water. Because remember, water is your friend when you are exploring painting in watercolors, which kind of goes without saying, but it's all good until it's not like this section, but I have a couple of ideas for that. And let's add some more purple lake because I now like purple lake a lot. So I'll be back when it's dry. I'm going to bleed in some color here. And let's see, going in with my indigo and my Prussian blue, because it's already kind of long, the video, so I might as well make it even longer. Sorry about that. And as I've said it before, make sure you have some colors that you wouldn't necessarily gravitate to. Here I'm using a little bit of brown because I think it's a nice counterpoint to all the cool colors. And a bit of water. Now, this isn't the top of the line paper, but you can use whatever you have. So if you have Canson, go for it. Do I know what I'm going to do from 1 second to the other? No, but you know me. Let's go with a bit of brown here. Anything that I can do to mess that up, I do it. Because from messing up, you have breakthroughs. So this is going to take a bit to dry, and I'll be back. Now, normally, I won't use black, but since I used white, I might as well break another rule. So I'm going to get another bat of Prussian blue, clean out my brush, dab it on my napkin, and using a little bit of black, because black goes a long way. Put it on my palette and sparingly pick up the black when I need it, which isn't going to be often, because black to me, it kind of deadens the color it mixes with. So leave some real estate here. Okay, let's see what that does. Going in with my number 2 again, and a little bit of water. More water. And Prussian blue, a little bit of black. little bit of water. More water. So, how do you like? I think because the video was a little longer than I anticipated, I may, I like the format, the shape, but maybe it's too big. But what do you think? You can let me know in the comments below. And also let me know which I should I do for my next video on swatching, the sepia or the dioxazine purple. I hope you enjoyed the video and be kind to yourself especially when you're experimenting with your watercolor. And be kind to others. And I will see you in the next video. Take care and bye.